You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to pick it back off where we left it last week.
Okay.
So we were talking about this idea of purpose and instilling meaning, and maybe not even the false idea that we can instill meaning.
We can play a role in people discovering the meaning. We can also share our meaning, but I don't know whether you can force somebody to adopt your meaning. That's my point.
Yeah. So this episode is called, it's a continuation of what we're talking about, but this one is more about me. It's called Help! I don't want to be excellent. I just want to follow somebody's vision. I just want to do the bare minimum, but I literally can't, or I feel like I'm dying.
You see, it's actually this idea that came to me. You know what I want to talk about too is that you must acknowledge, you must make some effort to hold you in the upflow. I'm using that word, upflow. You see, we have an upflow, we have a downflow, right? The downflow comes when you're tired, when you're exhausted, when you're pushing, when things are not going your way. You start creating this mind and start valuing dropping out as the way to live. So if I'm looking at somebody, I'm looking at this, how much energy you have to keep going, to endure, or how much are you converted to quit? In my study, it has shown the majority of humanity will quit at some point, and they make the place they have quit the paradise. I wish I had long weekend. I wish I had 3 days of working. I wish I have a marriage that works. I wish everything is comfortable. Then they start creating this idea of rest, and they dedicate themselves to that rest, right? One of the exercises, and this is what I mostly share and try to help people learn, is how can I find that part of me that will push through? The best analogy for this is birth pain, If you ever watch anybody giving birth, it's not a pretty sight, right? But they push through, they deliver, and then they're happy. So now I'm asking, I think Paul talks about resilient. I'm not going to use the word resilient. Resilient is you are taking punches in your face and how much you can keep going. But I'm saying, can you place yourself in a place that you're flowing? Do you know when work is fun? You did 8 hours of work, it didn't feel like 8 hours. When it's finishing, you're like, God damn it, it's finishing.
But I think that it does feel like that, but it also feels hard, right?
No. How to make the heart easy? So now, hear this. You must acknowledge, you acknowledge you need to exercise. You acknowledge you must eat right. You must have enough sleep, right? You must also acknowledge, I must place myself in a space every day that I exercise to wake up to the best of me. That I clean myself of all the abuse. That I wake up in the morning again fresh for that day. Hang on. A lot of people don't pay attention to this, A lot of, let's say you meet a friend. Every day you after you meet the friend, I don't know if this is a good example, but go there. You're like, hi. In the beginning, hello. By the end, it's like, after 3 months, hi, how are you doing? It becomes normal, right? Let's say you're separated for a couple of months. When you meet back, hi. I don't know in a friendship whether you can do that, but can you be in that state deliberately every day? What are you doing to remain in that state? Remember this, I'm going to use the word meditation, but not the conventional. The whole idea of meditation is that we erode and we need to revive. We need to restore ourselves. We need to restore. Actually, it's a very nice time to announce this. Now, I created this book, a study. It has got 18 stages. The first 9 stages will be available for the public very soon. It's called Restoration. You study based on the ancient knowledge and the current knowledge, how you can restore yourself. I'm saying the problem with people is they are not restored. If you're constantly ill, more than curing you, that you have to do, find a medication for the illness, but you should restore the state of health in you. You have to become a healthy person. You have to become strong again. Because a strong person, when they get healed, they tend to heal faster A lot of people who pass away, who die, they have multiple illnesses that comes along. They don't fully recover, another illness come. And when it starts compounding, then they die of complication, right? We know this. As they grow old, they have a heart problem. They have a diabetes problem. They have this problem. Something hits them and it takes them out, right? Now here. Do you acknowledge, this is for you, Amshi, and for a lot of your friends too. Do you hear that ever so often I need to revive myself? I need to come back. There's a master named Atisha will say, rely on a happy frame of mind. Do you know how important is it if you want to work the day before you were happy? That night you were happy? That morning you were happy? Because that's going to affect the outcome of your work. Do you acknowledge that I have to find ways to, again, build my energy back? Like this project, we have been working, 4 years? 7 days a week? Actually, it's 8 days a week. We've been at this almost every day with one thing out. And now we're finishing. It's almost finished. Now when we look back and we look, how did we survive it? No, we ever so often revive. It was part of my job with my crew to constantly build the energy back. This is fun. Now when we look back at things and say, my God, we had fun doing that, isn't it? We had fun building that swimming pool. We had fun building that 30 rooms or whatever. It was fun to put up the temple. That means it didn't erode me. Now I say, shall we do another project? Most people will say, let's go. Come on, let's do this. Or they say, oh my God, that was so tiring. I don't want to look at it for 10 years. Hang on, I'm not explaining. Do you acknowledge that you have to constantly revive you? Do you acknowledge? Do you see the importance of it?
Yeah, but I feel like the revival is the reminder of the purpose and the vision.
Very good. Now you are connecting it. Because we will compromise, we will erode. It's like driving a car, After some time, the alignment will go. No matter how good a car, a Porsche, a Ferrari, the alignment of the tire will go. Something will go. You have to get it back, reset it again, reset it again, reset it again. You know what's an old car? When you can never reset it again. No matter what you do, something is off always. Then you start living with the margin of off.
Like our old Mercedes.
There's always something, you can't find the part, you can't find this. But the key is, are you in the best state possible? Now, again, you said it. The best state possible is when your purpose has not been eroded.
But what I'm trying to get at with this topic, right, is that I kind of said it in the last episode. Like sometimes I look at people, like it's very nice to have a vision, to have ideas, to have these dreams, to be the person driving the project, to be the producer. It's very nice to be that person. But sometimes I'm just like, it's so hard, and this intense need that to deliver this 150% and all, it's exhausting, and it's very disappointing sometimes to work with people who don't do it, or so being around other people who can't get it, and why are you working so hard?
I'm saying, is it because you have people around that cannot deliver, or because that day you were tired, they appear to be more powerful than you?
I don't know.
Because you're not revived. We are going to run into that people. You're never going to have a perfect team. We will try to get a perfect team. You will hit your head against a wall.
But sometimes it feels right. It would be very nice to be the person who makes the jelly.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. No, but let me approach this carefully with you. Will we get eroded? Of course. Will the tire go off alignment? Of course. And the days when you're driving the car off alignment, you're going to struggle a bit. All you have to remember is, it's not them. I got to go align myself. I got to go align myself. I got to go align. Because you cannot control the outward. You are lucky if you get the team. And even if you get a best team, they are human, They also have their ups and downs. They're also going to show up to work without being revived. They're also going to get worn out.
But I guess where I'm coming from, right? Like I'm going to use dance as an example. At one point in my life, I thought I could be a dancer, blah, 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 all of that. And the way I acted then was literally out of control. Like you control what you eat, you exercise before class, then you dance for 5 hours, and then you come back and you do it again every single day, and you throw, it's torture. It's literally torture. And then you're like, oh, I'm good. I'm getting so good. I got an A in the exam. I did this. And when I look at dance, now I can still see my dancers, there are girls you can still be a dancer like semi-professionally in Malaysia. I know I don't want that. I'm okay to be an okay dancer. And for me, then it feels like so nice that I'm not pressuring myself. And because to be excellent, to be the best, to give 150%, it's not easy. It's not easy. And it comes with pain and like, no compromise, but you compromise sleep and friendship and, all these things.
Did you know you earn that right after giving 150% to say, where I am is pretty good. You earn the right. Without the 150%,
that's true.
you wouldn't have earned this, like, I'm happy now. I'm where I am. So you have to go to the extreme to know, okay, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. Right? This is pretty good. But I bring down to this question. Are you restoring yourself? If I see you, are you in your best place today? Did you build yourself? Because you're going to get attacked. You're going to get affected. It's like this, like the other day when you did the thing online, the introduction.
A few months ago when I did it online.
Okay. The amount of feedback that you got and I got is what makes you like, okay, I can do this again. I'm so happy it benefited people. I'm so happy. That also you must have. You must have a kind of habit to people. Compliment me today. Clap for me. Cheer me, please. Because I'm planning to give 100% and I need that cheering. Are you giving the food you need for you to be in the best place?
I feel like I don't even need it that much. I don't really need it. Obviously, I need to be acknowledged. We're humans. We need to be acknowledged. But what I sometimes wish I had less of is that internal me-to-me pressure.
Yeah.
Okay. I see people who don't have it, and I'm so damn jealous,
Yeah. Now, then you are made to be something more. And that you might also is restoration. That means you're overdoing. That's also restoration. Restoration is not only about escaping the downward flow. Restoration is escaping you overperforming. It's like almost like the Zen teaching, the perfect balance. You didn't quit, you're not killing yourself. Right balance. And it's a state of brain, when you're all there. You're going to give your best, but you're not going to kill yourself doing that process. You are not subjected to your laziness. So my question is, are you placing yourself in the best place? Over expectation seems to be working against you. So that's your downward flow. Which means you're running out of panic. You're running out of, this is it. Do you know how to paint something knowing you can continue paying? They all call it a study. So if I'm painting, I put a canvas, I start, what is it? A study. If it doesn't work out right, I'm going to take another canvas because I already have some study. So maybe what you're acknowledging is, I have this extreme. And that extreme could be based from panic, Oh my God, I must be the best. I must give 100%. No, maybe you don't have to.
I feel like I don't feel panicked. I feel pressure.
From who?
For myself.
Why?
Because it's just not me to not do my best.
Okay, then how can you hold that rightly? How you can hold that pressure, which is a gift, rightly. And that's your restoration. I can go extreme. Like I know, I think maybe you picked it up from me. I will go 108 to, 50%, 80%. If I'm working and I'm like, take it easy, just go give 90% because you're going to come back tomorrow again. So that could be the restoration, you understand? Maybe you should drop everything and take off for a while so you ease that pressure. Maybe the point I'm making, have you spent time learning how to restore you in the best place possible for you to perform? That's why I said, one of my gifts for humanity is this little program that I've created. That it will be shared for free. Whoever has learned it can share with anybody. It's like go for it. We will create the facilitators or you can learn to facilitate. I feel humanity must learn to restore themselves. Because as a humanity, we survived war, we survived downturn. Right now, I can see the effect of COVID, The 2 years of COVID, where we were in a survival mode. People are not thriving, That effect, even though it happened a few years ago, it's still there. There's once in a while you hear the COVID story, somebody got COVID, you go like, what? Am I going to go back to that again? So now the question is, are you taking care of you carefully, internally? What is your internal state? Are you collected? Like in your case, it's over. Somebody's case is under. So you have to kind of find that balance, like twinning a guitar, and you got to twin. Actually, do you know that
Twinning
Buddha?
a guitar, tuning a guitar.
What?
Tuning.
What did I say?
Twinning.
Okay, tuning. Tuning a guitar. Do you know that's what Buddha said? That's what Buddha says, middle path. Over, no good. Under, no good. Is almost the teaching of the restoration, which is the real meaning of meditation. I'm in the right space.
But you see, I just I cannot believe, I cannot fully agree, because in order to be excellent, you have to do too much. That's how you get there.
Yeah. Then, agree. In order to be excellent, I must do too much. But do you also give yourself time to recover from it? Like if I want to build my muscle, I must crawl out of the gym. There's a rule about gym, If you walk out, you didn't do your workout. You got to literally crawl out of the gym. That means you pushed yourself more than you can. But what is the other part of workout? Did you get your rest? Did you get your nutrition? Did you give your body time to recover for you to come back and do it again? So that's the middle path. I'm not saying you shouldn't push. But did you give the counter? I think if I give 110% in something I do, I probably will need a week to recover, to regroup myself, to again do 110%. But if I give 80%, I probably can do it every day. I am not telling you what is the value. I'm asking you, how, if you hold yourself, the best of you is present every day? Are you restored? Are you good? Are you in a good place? Is all your faculties together? Are you flowing? In the East, a bit of a lesson of meditation. If your energy is flowing rightly, they call the Kundalini energy, the chakra, whatever. Don't worry about the technology. As long as you're flowing, you're in a good place. As long as you're finding a place to exhaust your happiness, you're in a good place. You're finding someone or something to empty your heart, you're in a good place. But if you're in a place you're looking for somebody to love you, something to make you happy, you're not good. Right? Do you know how you're healthy? You want to go for a walk. You're like, so much energy, I need to go for a walk. Then you know you're healthy, you're overpouring. So my question is, have you learned the skill how to place yourself in a space that you're overpouring? Like if I want to do a retreat, let's say I want to do a month retreat. Do you know I almost take 1 month to be quiet? Which I should be doing. I don't do enough, but I used to those days. 1 month I'll sit quietly, unbugged. Nobody's irritating me, leave me alone, just collecting myself. And then when I go into the retreat, I'm all there. Then I can give my 150%. But then afterward, I probably need a month off too. So that's my cycle. But if I expect to perform every day, I can only give 80%. Like this one is rest. There's no demand. I'm just chit-chatting with you. You understand? I don't even consider this work. It's just playing. But let me get my point across. So if I say, are you taking care of you? Maybe this is what I'm asking, right? Are you giving yourself the space to recover? Are you giving yourself everything that you need? Because the day your force is over, the outside force is going to dictate you. Then your mind starts thinking about settling down. Then suddenly your greatest dream is, if I have a house fully paid for, I have a pet dog, a relationship. Oh my God, life is going to be good. Not really. That looks like a personal prison. Then you start hallucinating, quitting as the goal. Do you know what is the science of torture? It's to make you quit. Make you quit. And if that fella doesn't beat you anymore, you love him. And this is what has happened to humanity. We want to get by. We are not marching. because our well-being is not considered. So now I ask this question. Are you taking care of you? Part of the taking care is having some space to meditate, to sit quietly, whatever that works. Remember this, don't exaggerate meditation. It's just one technique. Anything that you do that gets you to the best space you can be is your meditation.
But like if we just say we look at the other side of it, right? That some people they don't need to be excellent. They don't want to be. They don't need to be.
Right.
Do you think it's natural to them?
No, we are not talking to them.
I'm curious. I'm jealous.
Me too. So when I go to a village and somebody can live 40 years in that house, I sometimes look at them and I go like, oh my God, you are richer than me.
I mean, that's what I was telling to you the other day.
But then if that's him, that's okay. It's like we have many dogs here. I don't mean to compare human being with dogs, but many dogs. Like May needs to run, jump, right? May needs to run, needs to jump. Some other dog wants to sleep 18 hours a day. Maybe it's your nature. So you cannot uniform human being. Each is to their own. We are just talking about you and we are talking about somebody else. What is his demand? Right? What is that person's demand? A horse has a demand to run, 10 or 12 kilometers a day. It has to run. It's built to run. If it doesn't run, it gets sick. So you are built for something, right? But, sometimes when we are walking and we are tired, we envy the person sitting. But if the person has been sitting there for 2 days, he's going to envy you walking.
Yeah, but like, like for example, you remember when we went to Maldives, right? And there were all the people who, they literally left their life and they're living at the...
Right.
In the dive club. There's a lot of people who do this. They live in like big cities and then they come diving and they want to be with the ocean. It's like this, like they figured it out. And it's not about pursuing extreme excellence. Obviously they're an excellent diver, but it's just about being with the ocean.
I sometimes think in one way you can romanticize it. In another way, did they check out? Is it a byproduct of a trauma? It is very strange, It is something you might be interested in. When Appa was seeking meditation, I needed to live in the heart of the city. I couldn't go live in the outskirts. I thought I'm going to go crazy. That's why I love Manhattan. I love big towns. You know why? There's this energy that is going. But that is for me. There are people who love to sit 50 miles away from the major city in a forest and they say, oh my God, I'm blissed out. I have nothing much to say. My view is you restore to come into action. You don't restore to retire. So I know these people. I have a friend, one guy, a CEO of a company, went to Tioman 30 years ago. I met him. I took diving lessons with him. He just went there, fell in love with his girlfriend, runs a dive shop. And I almost feel like, did you check out of life, son? And he was in his 30s. Like, is this enough for you? Maybe he has a mental trauma. Maybe something. Maybe in that place he finds some peace and calmness. I'm not judging. But can I do it? Hell no.
Yeah, me neither.
I can't do it. But sometimes they exaggerate. Oh my God, it's peace and tranquil. I just get to dive. I eat, I sleep, I dive. I'm like, man, that sounds boring. I think I
feel like I would get very itchy and I would be like, how do we make this dive shop bigger? How do we
That's
do
what
that?
we would
Let's
do.
build up this town. Let's open a restaurant.
Right. Right. And I think, to me, I'm not an expert, but I think that is the natural state. I think we have exaggerated quitting and romanticize it. Like, why does most relationship don't work? They commit to a relationship to quit. It's almost like, it's just you and me, darling, nobody else. We will just be together. Can you? Have you seen most relationship is based on, let's get together, I love you, you love me, more, and then let's get married and let's build this, let's make something happen. No, marriage is like the part of you that said, okay, I'm checking out. It's just you and me, baby, together. I'm like, I think it's false romance. By right, you get married, say, let's build a family.
But I think there's also the side of it, the capitalistic side of it that we live in. We're so influenced by, right?
That's it. And maybe the effect of the influence makes you living in a dive shop the best thing. I am envious of the dive shop people, I also want to go
Me
there.
too.
But for them, you must understand, for them is their work. For us, it's holiday.
That's true.
For them, it's day in, day out, paying bills, running, making
Yeah.
sure the customers are happy. Probably what they don't have is they don't have to be ambitious. Ambition can destroy. Ambition can be ego-driven.
Yeah, and it's also this. I feel like sometimes this drive to be excellent, to be amazing, to do this, it's also like a drive that we were pushed into under capitalism.
Very good. But also remember this, that drive also will give you the right to retire one day. The drive also will give you the right, like if you work the whole day hard, you earn the right to sleep at night properly.
Yeah.
Okay, now, you are making the drive wrong. I'm saying the drive is not wrong. Hold yourself, the drive doesn't wrong you. Then sitting in a dive shop might feel romantic, but when you go there, you're probably again in the same boat. You have to run the business, you have to
No,
run
I
the
wouldn't
show.
be in the same boat. You see, I would need like 10 boats. So I would be in a different boat every day.
Very good. And I'm so glad, at your age, you know what, one Appa talk about this, and this is a bit of a confession, like in another month but by the time the episode come, I would have turned 60. It is disturbing me more than you will ever know. I didn't have trouble when I turned 40, didn't turn trouble. I remember when I turned 40, I had a party called 40 Forever. 40 Forever. Because I think I have an idea at 60, I must slow down. I cannot. I was thinking the other day, who said I'm healthy, I'm okay? I think. Like, I have this idea, like, you might have to step back. Maybe I am impacted by that idea. Maybe I am just getting started. Maybe the best part of my life is yet to come. But I'm watching all the 60-year-old, they kind of checked out. By 70, they are like buying funeral plots. By 80, they are wondering, what the hell are they doing here? And I'm like, am I going into that phase? No, I don't want to. But I don't know whether I have any control over my biology. Can I remain that healthy?
Look at your mother. You're good.
Looks like it. Looks like it. But I'm telling you this. Is that my mind that was influenced to romanticize retiring? That I should retire? I think I don't want to.
I don't think you even have it in you to
I don't
retire.
think I have it. I'm like, I don't know whether I can do it. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to do it. But I can sense the pressure. Behave your age. Like, behave your age, act. But that's just what my dilemma is for now. But let me look at it this way. Again, I go back. Now, do you see why restoration is so important? I have to restore myself. I had a famous psychologist and a friend, Gregory Nye. He once said, you have to survive turning 50, then you have to survive turning 60, he said. He said there's a way your brain changes. That then you start looking at it rather differently. He said, that's the restoration. I have to restore myself. Like when you're fighting, if you get knocked out, the referee will put your hand up and say, you good? He counts to 10. You good? Are you ready to go? He said, you're all there, let's go again. So I'm asking you this, and you particularly who likes to push 150%. I don't think that quality will change. But do you compensate by the right rest? So tomorrow you can push 150%. If not, you will break down. If not, you get frustrated. Then you start harboring, maybe I'll go live in an island with one coconut tree on it. And then suddenly all this retirement or chilling out feels good. Like I have students who get married, I hold their hand on the marriage day, I say, don't quit. Like I have Tim, Debbie has 3 boys. I always make fun of her. I said, the day I catch you become Auntie Debbie, you're going to be in trouble. You know what is Auntie Debbie? Checked out. I said, you're not going to check out, darling. You're going to find a way to live with these 3 boys.
When you see Debbie, I always say, Debbie, you look like you're consistently in like the Zen state, the 3 of them mad running around.
No, she has to be. But taking care of 3 children, one after another, I don't think is easy. But now, in her state, what will she desire? My boys go to school, I'll have a couple of hours. Can you see? And those thoughts are created. That's the science of torture, You know what is the real truth behind war? It is to change people's mind. Is to ask you to accept. You need to be restored. You don't know how you are when you're restored. You don't know how you are when you're restored. Like when I'm reading, it's very interesting. I'm reading. After 3 hours, I'm skipping, I'm doing this fast reading. That's when I know, shut it down. I'm just kind of glancing through the notes. Then I know, like, now I need some time because I should read every line. Makes a difference, right?
Yeah.
Now, my question today, even to the audience, do you have a routine that you restore yourself? You have a routine that you replenish yourself. You might be the 150%. Somebody might be the 70%. Doesn't matter. But both must come. It's almost like the Buddhas, the middle path. Are you in the right space? Do you know, for me to talk to somebody, do you know how long it takes? I keep saying, you okay? You good? Can we talk? Are you in the space? Take a few minutes. We're going to discuss this. We spend huge amount of time preparing that one is all there for us to enter into a subject, because when we enter into it, something amazing can happen, right? Maybe if I'm talking about you, you think pushing is the only way. Might not be. Resting might be that too.
Yeah, but then I always feel like so many people, they just prioritize their rest. They don't even know how to work.
That is true. No, those are broken people. They quit. If you don't get up and you don't want to do something, you don't want to build, you don't want to...
You know what I do? The problem...
Let me say this. I think meditation has been hijacked by people who want to find a spiritual reason to quit. If anybody asks me, I want to meditate, I say, why?
It's like people don't want to do their best. They want to get the recognition for the work, but they want to just do...
No, you must look at them as ill person. If somebody is very slowly getting off bed, walking very slowly, every 10 minutes resting, you must know there's something wrong. They need a doctor, they need psychiatrist, they need something. But we have made it normal, we have romanticized it. It's like meditation, unless after the meditation, you have somewhere where you can put your energy into, don't meditate. I should not go to sleep unless I have somewhere to go afterward. Because where will I spend the rested energy? I know we are all over the place, but let me point out this. When you live in a very noisy town, suddenly the quiet farm sounds like a romance. I am from a quiet town. You want to know a story? There was this doctor named Dr. Mahadevan. I must have been 17 or something. He's like the only doctor in the town, a clinic. I remember somewhere, one day I went to meet him for whatever reason. Suddenly, like a omen, he grabbed my hand. He's an older gentleman. He looked into my eyes and he said, get out of this town. It's like one of those ghost movies. Now, like, what are you saying? Get out. Get out. Don't come back. I'm like, what is he telling me? Eventually, I figured out I might end up him. Even though he lives a comfortable life, he's a doctor, but he said, get out. Because his life, there's a small town pain, Everything crushes. Everything. And my town was a beautiful town. It's a small town, but it's a tourist town. So we did that influx of people. But even then he said, get out. You are young, get out. And I took his word very seriously. And I'm like, there's something to this. If I stay here, I'm so comfortable. I only have to use 30% of my talent and ability to survive there. I will never know me until I'm demanded 150%. So to earn the 100%, you have to push yourself to 150%. But once you know you're 100%, you know where you are. Right? So here, follow this. I think your instinct to do the best is not wrong. What is wrong? You're not restoring, you're burning out.
And I'm getting pissed when other people don't want to give their 100% too.
Yeah. But feel sorry for them. You have to feel sorry for them. Something is up. And they are ill. Or something has happened. And it's not your job to cure them. It is their job to find a way. Like if I am sitting in a meeting, you better be all there. I'll walk in and say, are we ready to talk, guys? If someone is half, I say, please go out. I'll come back tomorrow. Because I'm not talking to you half-ass. So I have that demand, but in order for me to live that demand, I must see whether that person is all there. Right? And that is up to that person to prepare and come there, isn't it? So today I give the word. Are you restored? Has humanity been restored after COVID? I don't think so. You don't know how long it took after Second World War for humanity to restore themselves. You know how long it took psychologically? The Vietnam War, do you know how long it took? China only now recovering from Mao. Now. We all have been brutalized. We all have been broken. We need to be restored. Make sense?
Makes sense.
But I think your standard too high. You're demanding too much from people.
No such thing. Rise to my standards. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's my daughter. That's my illness.
Thank you.
Thank you.